Alright tech family, I am super excited because my desk setup is finally complete. I've waited forever to get certain parts in, namely the speakers, but it's all here now. A couple of people, actually a lot of people, reached out and asked me, hey, what monitor am I using, what keyboard, what mouse? Well, I'm going to show you all of that today. And as I go through each item, I'm going to place links of it in the description below in case you want to get it. Now, let's start with the laptop first. I am using the HP Omen. Now, I really like the HP Omen. It is a great price to performance. It's got a powerful AMD CPU, an 8-core 16-thread one, the 4800H. It also has a decent NVIDIA graphics card, the 1660 Ti. My one is the model from Best Buy with 16GB of RAM and a 1TB SSD. Now, I have upgraded it with 32GB of RAM and a second SSD with 2TB. I've got 3TB in total. Just a little note, not all RAM is going to run at the fastest possible speed for this laptop, so be very careful with that. I'm going to post a link to an article in the description below that will help you choose the right RAM for this laptop. Now, I do have a full review on the laptop, which I'll also post in the description below. The laptop has a very color accurate screen. It's a 144Hz panel and it comes in an array of different configurations. There's a 4K panel for it, I believe, on the Intel model. It also has some more powerful graphics. Now, the laptop has been, no surprises, super powerful for me for everyday usage, and it's also very quiet when doing so, which a lot of powerful laptops aren't. That being said, when I got into a lot of heavy 4K video editing, it hasn't performed as powerful as I would have hoped. I do still get a little bit of stuttering and drop frames when I'm editing videos on the laptop, which is a little unfortunate because I specifically bought this laptop and put in all those extra components hoping that it would be much better than my MacBook Pro 16. Unfortunately, what I found is Premiere Pro, even though it now has a couple of patches that have optimized it for AMD, it still isn't as optimized for AMD as it is for Intel. Let's talk about the keyboard. I'm using the HP Omen Spacer keyboard and I really love it. I recently switched from the Logitech keyboard, the GX513, with the blue clicky switches, not the Roma Gs. Now, compared to that keyboard, the keys are very comfortable on this. I would say just as comfortable as they were on that one, but they make far less noise, which is a relief, especially when I'm doing phone calls, working from home. The other thing is the keyboard's wireless, which is really handy and makes my desk setup a lot cleaner. And the keyboard is TKL, so it's 10 keyless, which means you don't have the number pad. So it's a lot smaller on my desk, which is really handy and again, makes the setup look cleaner. Now, a couple of things to be aware of with the Omen Spacer keyboard. Firstly, you don't have the array of RGB colors. That being said, the white for the backlight of the keys plus the red for the WASD looks really schmick. The white is a much nicer white than what you get on some of those Logitech keyboards when you configure it to be white. The other thing about it is the battery on the wireless option of it. Of course, you can use it with a cord plugged in. It only lasts about 3 days, so it isn't the longest. You will have to charge it at least twice, if not maybe thrice per week. So that's a little bit frustrating, but overall, it looks far better than the keyboard I was using before. It's, as I said, not as loud and it's very comfortable. I really like this keyboard. For the mouse, I'm using the Logitech G900. It's a bit of an older mouse nowadays, but I really like it. It's very comfortable for me to use with my hands, plus it lasts a long time on battery life. We're talking around a week plus, so I very rarely have to charge it, which is really good. That being said, the lighting on the mouse, and I'm nitpicking here, it's not as nice as the HP Omen Spacer. Even though I can change it with the full color spectrum, if I go to say white, it isn't like this brilliant clear white of the HP Omen Spacer. That being said, the mouse is very accurate. As I said, it's really comfortable and I do like using it. Plus, because it's an older mouse, I was able to pick up a second backup one for a very cheap price on Amazon. Now for my mouse pad, I do use one even though you can't see it in the B-roll because my one is a little bit dirty and I ordered a replacement. I'm just using a simple SteelSeries mouse pad. Okay, so let's cover the speakers because that was the item that I was waiting forever before I was able to film this video. So I'm using the Mackie MR524 speakers. Now, a lot of YouTubers, you'll see in their background, they're using the Yamaha HS5s or HS8s, etc. speakers. They're very common. I personally was a DJ. Seriously, I DJed professionally for over 12 years at nightclubs in Sydney, in Boston, here in New York, and I really care a lot about sound. The Yamahas that you're going to see in a lot of YouTubers' setups, they are very good. except the 5-inch drivers. Now, what I mean about the 5-inch driver is this part here, the bass driver, because that really determines how big the speaker is. I knew for a desk setup this big, I wanted to get a 5-inch driver because that would make the speakers a little bit smaller. I didn't want to get, say, an 8-inch driver, which would make the speakers really, really big for a desk like this. Now, with the Yamahas, the 5-inch version, they have very little bass. Seriously, the bass just completely falls off. There's a lot of articles about it, and I didn't want that. So I listened to a lot of speakers side by side, and I promise you, these Mackeys, the MR524s, just sound phenomenal. They destroy those Yamahas. I'm referring to obviously the ones with the 5-inch bass speaker, but the Mackeys here absolutely destroy them. They've got great bass compared to those Yamahas. In fact, I find these to be the clearest speakers I could possibly get for mixing, and I'm very excited about the speakers, and I know I've talked a lot about them because I've been making these videos using headphones for a very, very long time, and it is so great to get some proper speakers. I didn't want to use computer speakers because they play with some of the range, you know, they boost the bass and stuff like that. I wanted a real clear frequency response, so I'm very happy to have these speakers in. For my monitor, I'm using the LG UK850. I love this monitor. It has a beautiful display. Seriously, it is bright, it is totally color accurate, it's 60 Hertz, 4K panel, and it's a 27-inch monitor, which to me is the perfect size. I find those bigger displays, I'm kind of moving my head when I look at content on the monitor, where this one is just the perfect size that I don't have to do that and, you know, move my neck around while I'm viewing the content. Plus, the other thing that I really like about it is it's such a clean monitor. What I mean by this is it has just one cable that you can plug into a laptop, gives you the display port. It also gives you the keyboard and mouse because I have USB-A's plugged into the monitor, which then, you know, go through that USB-C cable off to the laptop. And it also powers the laptop. It provides up to 65 watts of power. So for small laptops, like when I'm plugged in my, say, Dell XPS or a laptop I'm testing, it's just one cable. I originally bought this monitor because in my older apartment, I was using it on my dining room table, and I just didn't want a lot of mess with a lot of cables because it's already messy enough having a monitor on your dining room table. Anyway, I really like this display. If I could improve one thing, it would be a refresh rate faster than 60 Hertz. I have used, obviously, a lot of fast refresh rate screens. In fact, the Omen behind me has one, and I do really like fast refresh rate screens. But I haven't seen one in this size, 27 inches, which is 4K, because I do need 4K because I'm making 4K videos, that also is fast refresh rate and looks nice on a desk. If you find one, let me know because I will upgrade. Anyway, let's move on to the next items. Now, I wanted to cover my basic desk, the lamp, the plant, etc., more the aesthetic things around the desk. So I'm using a fully sit-stand desk. I went a little bit all out and I got the hardwood version. It's a big one, it's 72 inches by 30 inches. I just wanted a lot of room. I didn't want things to feel cluttered, and also when I do pans with the camera, I just didn't want to cut off the desk and see some cables, even though I am doing cable management, etc. I wanted it to look really, really nice. I knew I was filming on YouTube, plus I wanted to look a little bit special. You know, a lot of YouTubers are using these kind of desks, and I wanted mine to look really, really schmick. So I got the upgraded version, as I said, with the hardwood top. The other thing that I really like about it, of course, is I can raise and lower it. So for shots like this, I'm standing up and I can have the desk here so you can see everything. Then when I want to edit and work off the desk, I can lower the desk. It's so handy. In fact, I've got a second fully desk that I use for filming my most common videos, the ones that are the laptop reviews in front of the set of shelves. I can't tell you how much better it is to have these sit-stand desks for filming, because previously I used to have to always go and raise and lower the tripod to take different shots. Well, now I just raise and lower the desk. It's really, really handy. All right, let's talk about the plant. The plant behind me is from My City Plants. It is a beautiful, beautiful plant. I really, really like it. In fact, all my plants that you see in the videos are real. And I'm laughing when I say that because they are a lot of work. Seriously, one of them almost died because it didn't have enough light. You know, you got to water them. You got to obviously pull off the dead leaves and all of that stuff, clean them so there's not too much dust on them, yada, yada, yada. But I really do like the plants that they provide. So they look really good, and that's them. The desk lamp. I absolutely love the desk lamp as well. I wanted to go a little bit all out again with the desk lamp because it's going to be in a lot of shots. You've probably seen it in some of my thumbnails. It is from Room and Board. I believe it's called a Coda table lamp. I just wanted something that looked really special in the shots, and I believe it does. So That's for the aesthetics of the desk. If you want to know about my chair, it's the Herman Miller Sail chair. I'm actually still waiting for it to come in, so that's why there's no shots of it, but that's the one I've chosen to get, and I tried it out in plenty of stores and I really, really like it. The other thing that I want to mention is to connect all the speakers together. I'm using a little Yamaha mixer that I'll show you on screen right now. The reason I've gone with a mixer versus directly plugging it in is it's more control. Plus, I can also plug in my Google Chromecast. So I can use these speakers around the house, like I can just turn on music in this office studio, like I would with my living room or my bedroom. So that's super handy. And the last thing is my printer. I'm using a little printer from Best Buy, which I'll flip on screen right now. It supposedly is wireless, but I can rarely get the wireless to work. It always works on my Apple computers going to the printer, but not on my PC laptops, which is really, really annoying. That being said, as a YouTuber, we have to do a lot of returns where we're buying something and we return it. Specifically, if a manufacturer gives us some laptops to review, we have to send them back. We'll have to print labels. I know it's a bit archaic to have to print things in today's day and age, but we have to do a lot of that, so that's my printer. Anyway, that's a little bit of my desk tour. I do want to give you a tour of the whole studio, so I've got that coming up, and eventually the entire apartment, because I've worked tirelessly to make it all super schmick and super advanced in terms of the tech. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up and the notification bell. And I am going to post links below to my Twitter, my Instagram, and I've just started a TikTok where I'm giving a little bit of business advice in the mornings. It could be a bit fun, so I thought I'd give that a go. So make sure to join me there. Anyway, till next time, I will catch you later.